What if I told you that just 10 minutes, yes, just 600 seconds could save your entire future? That the life you dream of, the goals you've quietly carried in your heart, the version of yourself you know you're meant to become, could all be determined by what you choose to do right now. These 10 minutes are not ordinary. They're a mirror, a pause, a crossroad. Most people waste years chasing distractions, waiting for the right moment, the perfect plan, or the magical spark of motivation. But life rarely rewards those who wait. Life rewards those who decide, even if your voice trembles, even if you don't feel ready, because no one ever feels ready, not at the beginning. 10 focused, intentional minutes to sit with your dream and ask yourself, what can I do right now to move closer? But motivation is unreliable. It fades. It comes and goes like the weather. If you wait for it, you'll wait forever. What you need is discipline, consistency, a mindset that says, I will do it even if I don't feel like it. That's where transformation begins. Not in huge leaps, but in quiet, daily decisions to honor your dream when no one else is watching. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now. Maybe it's writing that first page. Maybe it's turning off your phone and working on your idea. Maybe it's going for a walk and allowing yourself to think, really think, about the life you want. That single action may feel small, but it's not. It's massive, because the hardest part isn't climbing the mountain, it's deciding to take the first step. The people you admire, the ones who built something incredible, they started just like you, uncertain, doubtful, overwhelmed, but they made a decision, and that decision changed everything. You see, every dream begins as a whisper, soft, gentle, and full of hope. A tiny voice inside that says, maybe, just maybe, I could do this. And at first, we listen. We even take a few steps. We get excited. We feel the fire. But then life happens. Responsibilities pile up. Doubts creep in. The world gets loud. And that little voice, it fades into the background. And slowly, almost without noticing, we trade in our dream for something safer, quieter, more predictable. We call it being realistic. We tell ourselves it's maturity. But deep down, there's a part of you that knows that spark never really went away. It just got buried. The truth is, you don't need years of preparation or a perfect starting point. You don't need to have it all figured out. What you need is a moment of clarity, just one. One moment where you stop running, stop doubting, and start choosing. One moment where you look yourself in the mirror and say, no more waiting, no more excuses, it's time. Because here's what no one tells you: your dream isn't going to wait forever. Every day you delay, someone else moves forward. Every time you choose comfort over courage, you push your dream a little further away. And the worst part, it asks you to show up again and again, even when it's hard, even when it's messy, even when you're afraid. Especially when you're afraid. Fear has stolen more dreams than failure ever will. And it's subtle. It disguises itself as logic, as caution, as being smart. But really, it's just a trap, a prison built on hesitation. One day, you'll wake up and realize you're reliving a life that looks nothing like the one you imagined. Not because you weren't talented, not because you weren't capable, but because you didn't decide. You see, life doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for progress. It asks for persistence. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be brave enough to take the next step. Even if your hands are shaking, 10 minutes. That's all it takes to shift your life's direction, and yet, most people never do. Not because they lack discipline, but because they've been taught to wait for motivation. And here's something else you need to know. You are not too late. You are not too old. You are not behind. That voice that says you missed your chance. You're wasting lessons. You're letting your past become an anchor instead of a platform. That vision you carry, that pull you feel, it's not a coincidence. It's your heart remembering your purpose. It's your soul telling you, this matters, and it does. It matters because it's part of who you are. It matters because the world needs what you have to offer. It matters because you matter. But start, and once you start, keep going, even when it's boring, even when no one's watching, even when progress feels invisible. You don't have to chase it like a burden, but you do have to honor it like it matters. Because it does. More than you know. You'll never know who you could have inspired, who you could have helped, who you could have become unless you follow through. That's when most people quit. But not you. Not this time. Because this time, you remember what's at stake. This time, you remember why you began. You owe it to yourself to try. Not to guarantee success, but to know you gave it your all. Because there is no failure in trying. The only true failure is not trying at all. They're worth everything. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a committed heart. You don't need the world to believe in you. You need to believe in yourself enough to take the first step. 10 minutes of clarity. 10 minutes of focused effort. 10 minutes of reconnecting with the fire inside you. That's how you start a revolution. That's how you rebuild belief. That's how you go from surviving to living. Not with some massive overnight change, but with 10 minutes of undivided commitment. It's lying. The only expiration date on your dream is the one you assign to it. You need more action. You don't need more certainty. You need more courage. You don't need more permission. You need more self-trust. As long as you're breathing, there's time. But right now, you hold the power to make these next 10 minutes the most important of your life. To sit down, to think, to write, to move. To choose. To say, this dream of mine. It matters. And I'm not going to let it die quietly. Time to begin again. Time to change direction. Time to grow. Time to build. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. From strength. From lessons learned in the trenches of life. That's not a weakness. That's an advantage. But if you don't use what you've been through, if you don't act on what you know is calling you, then you're wasting the pain. And listen, your dream is not random. It's not some accidental desire. And maybe you've been surrounded by people who don't understand. Maybe you've been told to be realistic, to lower your expectations, to settle. But here is the truth: people who have given up on their dreams will always try to talk you out of yours. Don't let them. Protect your vision. Feed it. Water it. Defend it like your life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. Your happiness, your sense of fulfillment, your legacy. Every day you wake up is another chance, another opportunity to show up for the life you want. And every day you don't, that window closes just a little more. Not because the dream is gone, but because you stopped looking. Don't let that happen. Don't become so used to disappointment that you stop believing in possibility. Don't trade in your fire for safety. You don't need to change your entire life today, but you need to start. Start small. Start scared. Start uncertain. Your dream is not a luxury. It's a responsibility. It's a gift you've been entrusted with. And 10 minutes, just 10 minutes a day, that's all it takes to start building momentum. So this is your reminder, your reset, your invitation. You don't need more time. The clock is ticking, the minutes are passing, because your dreams are worth fighting for. They're worth showing up for, and it all begins right now.